We're going to go ahead and pull some cards specifically for twin flames, for the divine feminine, for the divine masculine, just to see what is going on today. We have our moon has been in Pisces this weekend, bringing a nice energy. It is now trine Jupiter and Cancer, bringing a lot of healing energies that are going to positively affect you this weekend. So let's go ahead and we're going to start with a reading for the divine feminine side of things. I've brought some starseed cards today. I want to do a little bit of a starseed reading to see what is going on for each of you. So we'll do our usual reading for each side. I always start with the divine feminine, and we'll do a reading for the divine masculine as well too. So remember, this is just a general reading. If you want a one-on-one read on your own situation, make sure you're booking it on my website. I have a ton of readings, and of course I do twin flame coaching on there. I am an energy healer. I have a ton of healing sessions, clearings, and activations on my website. So if you're needing me, always just book me on sparksofdivinelighealing.com. But let's go ahead and get started and see what's kind of going on for you today. So lots of water energy. This is amazing for healing things emotionally. Some of you guys might be feeling these energies if you're feeling, and this can happen with ascension and awakening anyway, purge-like effects, indicating clearing things. And we have to kind of go in layer by layer when it comes to healing patterns, blocks, things like that too. You might be having things come up. However, this is an amazing time to connect with the spiritual dimensions as we have all of that water energy, and it's very easy for connecting, whether with the dreams, your downloads, your higher self, the guidance coming through. So make sure that you're connecting with your own guidance that's coming through during this time. But let's go ahead and start with the readings first for the divine feminine side of things, just to see what is going on. Okay, we have Star Brothers. Horus energy, protection, loyalty, safety, and trust. And I love this too, because many of you guys are healing some very, very deep programming, okay? A lot of you guys are healing. This is for the divine feminines to start, of course. You're healing a lot of root chakra issues that you have going on so that you can do the energetic work to, number one, raise your frequency, but also to be secure within yourselves, within your own energy, so that you are not expecting your divine masculine to fill any lack that you feel or anything going on energetically. You're not able to kind of use them to feel good all the time. With twin flame, it requires you to feel good within your own energy and within your own frequency first. Speaking of that, this is the space by which the manifestations start to flow. When you're aligned, when you're feeling great, when you're manifesting out of love, you're going to notice your manifesting powers are on point and you're easily manifesting. When you're in a constricted state of fear or other issues and things like that too, hopefully you're not manifesting in that state. It kind of slows it down. You're being guided to really, really feel, number one, I love this word, safe and secure in your own energy, and to, I say, unravel, go back in and heal any root chakra issues. And this is very connected with your overall energy system and things like that too. Now, this might not be for everyone, but perhaps you feel a connection with the god Horus and the symbolism and things like that too. This is where the true, I don't want to go into this, but the true divine child story comes from. This is, you know, son of Isis and Osiris. You can't get more twin flame than this. These are some of the original twin flames. Many twin flames have walked planet Earth, but these are some of the originals, and they're very galactic too. And very connected to also, let's say, the seeding of the humans and things like that too. You're being guided to really look after, take care of, and to protect your energy. It's very, very important that you are. When you begin to really step up your energetic game and to look after yourself better, to heal yourself, to release negative patterns and negative connections, it puts your energy and yourself on a whole nother level or a whole nother game. Okay, you're not alone. Some of you guys are going through stages of isolation and you're needing to lean on healthy connections and community right now. Okay, so some of you guys have been spending a lot of time by yourself because of the twin flame connection. For some of you guys, this is manifest as physical separation spaces or being apart, or even you're together and you're having more time solo within this connection or within this type of connection to be doing what we're supposed to do in that space. Working on yourself, doing your own projects, your own passions, things you're passionate about. Now, I brought these starseed cards today with the intention of, okay, let's dig into this. Like, you are here to help the planet. And I know that a lot of you guys are still in your healing phase and your healing bubble, but this is what's going to bring you so much spiritual satisfaction, abundance, feeling good, accomplishing your mission, doing your mission, working on your divine assignment. So I brought these cards with that intention to hopefully awaken or activate something within you watching this video on that level too. So many of you guys are being guided to lean on or even build your own spiritual communities during this time. It just kind of depends on that message. Take it how it resonates. And so Twin Flames also come here with a mission. Some of you guys obviously are going to probably be doing that solo or even together with this person. It just kind of depends. But for the Divine Feminine, I've found usually when you're focusing on your own mission, that this brings a lot of very, very positive energy and enthusiasm into your life. And it's going to really attract your Divine Masculine to you on another level when you're really, really putting yourself into your own divine assignment. And whatever that is, that's your role that you're going to play here within the awakening. It's who you are once you wake up and kind of step into that mission of service in some type of way. And it's usually, I always say, very connected with who you are as a soul, where you come from, or even your spiritual gifts. So we have this star family message, star family. Okay, a lot of you guys, you're part of a team of souls. Make sure that you're calling in support. I see a lot of Twin Flames get stuck in the process, not wanting to ask for help. I always say, if you need it, you guys know where to find me to help you with this process. But you guys are being guided together with a lot of your, we'll call it your soul family, your soul group too. Once you go through a spiritual awakening, you're going to find deep bonds are forming once you've awakened and really done the work to shift yourself into this healthy version of yourself. You're going to find that suddenly you're resonating on a higher frequency and you're pulling in higher frequency connections. You're being guided back together with the right souls and the perfect divine timing. These are people that will play a role in your I'll say in your Twin Flame story, right? In your Twin Flame journey, your Twin Flame story, soul helpers, spiritual helpers, they exist. They're around you. Stay awake right now and make sure you're looking out for the angelic souls or the galactic souls around you that are here to help. They are here. So you're being guided. If you feel lonely, know you're not alone. You have your support around you. You always have your spirit guide. You always have the angels. And in those spaces, if you're feeling like that, sometimes you do get pulled back or isolated to really go through healing upgrades. It just kind of depends on what, because we go through intense healing process. Just lean on the spiritual in those spaces if you're needing it. That's the message. Okay, some of you guys, not for everyone, we have the unrequited love. Like, there's some of you guys might feel that and this is a bad cycle to be in, that you've been pouring one-sided. You're the glue that's keeping the connection together. You're not having your energy reciprocated in the way that you like. It might even feel like this is a one-sided connection at this point. It just kind of depends. This won't resonate for everyone, especially if you guys are caught in, I love to help people out of these cycles, a negative cycle with your person, with your Twin Flame. Whether this is feeling that you're chasing, always the one to reach out. They're not really, texting or calling. You're always doing that. If you don't hear from them. Some people get stuck in cycles of separation and no contact, no communication. Some are one-sided exchanges. It just kind of depends. It just depends on your situation. I feel that these connections are very deep. They can be hard to navigate, but they can be so rewarding spiritually for those that are doing the inner work and doing the healing work. They can bring up many layers and many patterns and old wounds and things that you need to face. But as you're healing these areas, they're meant to help you to integrate whatever lessons are going on, sometimes past lessons that you haven't fully healed from or integrated, so that you can become more whole and full or fulfilled within yourself too. Sometimes these connections can reflect back painful areas that we need to work on. So they're always teaching you or showing you things about yourself. Okay, so we have some interesting cards here today. I have my 3D ego mask card. Okay, and this is like, some of you guys are still very in the false self programming. This is our ego, like literally. It is like everything society has taught you should look like, your life should look like, how you're living your life. And it's the matrix. It's literally like you've been programmed, right? Programmed to fit into this world in a certain way. Once you begin to awaken, you've had all of these experiences in the 3D, we call it, but as you begin to awaken and your soul begins to shift you towards or within the 4th and the 5th dimension, as we call them, a lot of this begins to unravel. This is all of the negative beliefs that you still hold, that you still need to work on, and it's also all the negative little programs and ways that you see yourself that are not kind, we'll just say, okay? All the ways that you're hard on yourself, that you're, very focused on things that aren't great with yourself and with other people, but we're going to focus on yourself for this reading, Divine Feminine. You still have some programs that are running that are kind of blocking your relationship, because we have this beautiful union and wedding garden energy that's like trying to come through. Maybe for some of you guys it has and you're in full union. Maybe some of you guys this might be the block if you're not, okay? And that there's something going on the ego level, which is my favorite area to work in. You guys that work with me know that, right? Going into the mind, okay? And how we think. And oftentimes you're just really used to how you think. Like we've been programmed up, we're wired up a certain way, we see the world in a certain way oftentimes by adulthood, and it's where we kind of need to go in and do the work. So this is why it can be, obviously I always say, really helpful to have someone helping you through this process to get past and to help you with clearing some of the ego level blocks that exist, okay? So when we hold a negative belief, chances are it may manifest into our reality or play out in some type of way. Now, when we're dealing with the ego, it comes up specifically for twin flames because it loves to block our connections. Like, it's literally like, it literally loves to. It loves to get in the way. This is a protection mechanism that it does not want to be, and I always describe the ego kind of gets cracked open like an egg. They say like a light switch, like light stick, right? Kind of get cracked up like an egg, and that's you inside. Right? It's like our shell, and it's literally how you present yourself to the world, how you want to be seen, how you like to come across when someone doesn't know you, and then people get to know you and you're a little messy, right? So it's like this, the mask that we wear, like when people don't know you, right? Now your twin flame is usually going to see, hopefully, past these layers and barriers, and it's the false self. It's who you think you are, but you're so much more past that. But a lot of people stay in that, we'll say, version of themselves, not understanding that you are the higher self way past the physical and the 3D and the ego and things like this too. In some ways, Divine Feminine, not to pick, you might still be wearing an ego mask of like not wanting to be exposed, and you don't want your Divine Masculine to see the messy pieces of you. This could be unhealed aspects. They have anyway. Chances are they've been triggered to the surface and they've come up, and just trust me, they probably noticed the flaws too, okay? So it's like how you may be hiding, wounding, flaws. However, chances are, unless you like really go in deep and heal these certain areas, they're probably going to be coming out and getting in the way in the connection, because, and this is like a huge one for people, your relationships are actually to help you work out your issues on earth. You're going to notice generally we learn in connection. Like, you have certain soul contracts that are laid out to help you on this journey, because this is what we do here on planet Earth. Now, twin flame is meant to be the real deal, where you get it right and you heal any issues that may come up along the way. Hopefully they don't ever, but if there's issues that come up, they need to be worked out to be in this higher frequency state together and in this union. So there's some type of blocks here. We'll keep going with the reading and hopefully we'll get a little bit of an idea. Now, because this is a starseed reading, Divine Feminine, chances are this may also be connected with your, we talk about our family of origin a lot. We're not doing that today, I hope. But let's talk about your soul origin and like where you come from, who you were before you came to this messed up planet. Like, right? And I think it's very connected with that of doing the inner work to move past this program version of yourself and to dive into who your soul is, where your soul came from, your higher self, what you're doing on the planet during this time, what drew you to the planet during this time, because sometimes we get lost in the day-to-day and we're needing to go a little bit deeper. So we could say this is your 3D self. It's everything that you fall back into when triggered or upset or not doing great. It's the spiral, it's the spin, but you're the higher self past that, right? And this is who you're working towards becoming once again, okay? You've already been this person, but you're working on really bringing that version of yourself home. Okay, so I brought these Starseed cards. We're going to do free spirit. To be a free spirit is to float without walls, to fly without judgment, and to love without conditions. Now, I see that happening across the collective, that a lot of times, a lot of the divine feminines are being taught what unconditional love looks like. It's not always on your conditions, right? Or you want it to go like this, or you want it to look like this. You're learning how to truly connect without some of the blocks and the barriers and the walls with how this situation is designed. It's designed, number one, we talked about healing you a lot, or bringing the healing to the surface. It will. And if it's there, whatever's there, the baggage is coming to the surface, but also to love in a more free, unconditional kind of way. So you're being guided to let go of some of the judgment and the spiritual judgments, and to really open your heart to this connection. Make sure you're following your heart and nurturing your soul with love and freedom to grow. And it's actually showing you yourself. Each of the twin flames in the dynamic is going to see mostly themselves out of it. Like, you're like, what? Okay, so let's just work on the divine feminine side first, right? So a lot of what you see in your masculine, whether that's amazing things and healed things, or unhealed things and things you need to work through, they're generally oftentimes reflecting your own frequency, your own energy, and seeing patterns that you recognize because you hold them within yourself too. There's some patterns, we talk about blocks and patterns today, that are coming to the surface so that you can shift out of them, especially if they're kind of lower frequency energies, patterns, or things that have been kind of getting in the way of your love life, okay? This is amazing energy for getting the guidance through with all this water energy. It's an amazing weekend to keep, I would say, rest up this weekend if you can. Depends what you got going on, you know. But tomorrow is our Aries full moon, and this is our harvest moon, and it's actually, we're going to have back-to-back a few super moons that are going to come at us through the rest of the year. October, November, December, we're going to have the last super moons of the year all in a row. So this is a harvest moon, which is my favorite of the year, its strongest moon of the year, because it's actually full of energy from the equinox. Even though it feels like it's kind of in the rearview mirror, this is like the energy that it's packing or bringing with it. Not to mention, this is a super moon. Now, because it's in Aries, we're being guided to go back to lessons that we learned in the previous couple of years within our relationships about balancing ourselves with connections with other people. Fits perfectly in this Libra season too. So being guided to kind of get your own energy on point and to balance that as a pentacle in how we're connecting within this relationship. Okay, so Earth Guide. Your sacred calling upon this planet is to simply love and to be loved. Make sure that you're connecting with your spiritual guides during this time, and in whatever way that might look like for you. You have guides that walk the path with you, and they're always trying to get your attention, but we got to follow our guidance and integrate it. And I see a lot of that, like on the planet during this time, like we know what to do, but we need to integrate this. Like okay, so you just watched, I'm just gonna give you a couple examples. You just watched a couple of YouTube videos on law of attraction. You know, you've got that in you. You could memorize the video. You could tell me all about it, but are you putting that into practice and actually manifesting your goals and your dream life? Like, right? Okay, so you just watched a video on whatever topic. You need to integrate it, okay? So you know how this stuff works, hopefully. You've been going through a spiritual awakening. You're getting the knowledge. It's really time to integrate this into your life, your energy field, and how you're living, okay? So this is the next phase for Divine Feminine, is healing and actually walking the walk with the knowledge that you've been given and with some of the upgrades that you've received during this time. Okay, signs. The universe has been gently nudging you forward by revealing to you signs and synchronicities. The signs and synchronicities are amazing for guiding you on this journey. You're going to see things that are specific to you. It could be literally seeing your twin flame's name everywhere, thinking about them, someone's asking about them. It's like at every turn, right? And so you're seeing a lot of powerful signs that are guiding you specifically with this connection. Now, we can draw synchronicity and angel numbers to us all the time, but I mean around this specific connection, you're going to find that if you get off course with this connection, the universe is going to gently try to nudge you back with this person or together with this person. You're going to find, right, within the connection, you're getting a lot of deep spiritual insights, guidance that, once again, we need to download and integrate into the connection. Follow your guidance right now. And I'm going to get into the rest of this spec because we do have a couple of blocks specifically that are coming up on the divine feminine side of things. Some of you guys I'm going to go back to that ego message. It might be like you're very black and white in your thinking. You see the world in a certain way. This person isn't fitting into that. It could be also, negative fear, going into the fear and not allowing that to block your manifestations with manifesting this union in the life that you want with your twin flame, or, just whatever's coming up in that area too. Third eye work coming up for the divine feminine side of things will really, really help you. Okay, because we have the Fool energy, and these last 3 cards are in reverse. So this is very interesting read. Some of you guys are stuck and you have like this next chapter or new beginning energy, but you're not really going there yet. You might feel stagnant, stuck, or in limbo right now. And this is like some of you guys I've seen this a lot through the collective, given up. You have no hope and you have lack of faith. You might be stuck trying to do things on your own and it's not working, which is okay. You might need to get some help with it. I'm like, hey, I always say if you're not getting the results that you want, get some help with it. It could just be maybe for some of you guys, your twin flame, and this isn't for everyone, has kind of hurt you in some way. And you've kind of given up on the connection, them, or even in the universe. And I feel like the universe really pushes us in these connections, by the way, if you didn't notice, with how they unfold, to go a little bit deeper. It's going to kind of, I don't want to say pull you into the ocean. It's going to keep trying to take you a little bit deeper into the healing sometimes. So that could be some of this, because the Fool is like, it's my first of the tarot, and it's starting out on the deck, and it's very, forward moving energy, and it's going out into the world, and it's like, it's an adventure and a leap of faith. There's a block here with you and the universe, though. Some type of spiritual block then, crown chakra block, needing to work on your spiritual connection to see the big picture in some type of way. Okay, so we have the Emperor in reverse. Usually when I use the Emperor and the Empress, they're my twin flame couple. They're not the only one, but some cards in the deck can really reflect the twin flame journey. Now, with some type of block here, there might be something going on with your divine masculine and how they're acting. Or this could go one step further back into maybe some of you guys actually have some type of wounding within your own template, because our template from childhood does affect our relationship template in the development of it. So this could be some type of childhood wounds that you hold specifically around your own parents, or even your father's side of the family with how your upbringing, or even karmic partners of the past that have kind of messed up your programming and template, and you're needing to heal something when it comes to the divine masculine. So you might be very hypersensitive to your masculine and things they're doing because you've had traumatic experiences in your past, whether some of you guys have actually dated like very narcissistic men and didn't even notice the mind controls they were doing on you. Some of you guys have grown up with really unhealthy childhood dynamics in watching your parents' relationship in some type of way. Once again, some of you guys might have even go a step deeper, might have even had narcissistic parents. And I see this is very powerful in how we develop our own connection styles. And so oftentimes I find, and maybe this won't resonate with everyone, but the ones that turn out more fearful avoidant sometimes can indicate that you probably had a narcissistic parent around, and you've struggled in how you actually connect with other people, the types of partners you choose, the types of dynamics that you're creating over and over within your connections and the deeper connection pattern. So there's something that you may need to heal right now within this, okay? So this is something where maybe, and I'm going to go into your past, you might have attracted controlling partners or been the controlling partner as well too, due to abandonment wounds. You have some type of deep fear of abandonment. Maybe this has played out across your life where you either, I always say, suffocate people and hold on to them too tight and don't let them have a life or alone time or breathe. Or on the other end of it, you may have attracted partners who actually acted out that wounding and left you, okay, in some type of way. So some type of deeper abandonment, Sometimes this is obvious, like, okay, I know that. Yeah, okay, that's me. Or sometimes it's not that obvious of just how you act. I feel that people who are afraid of being abandonment sometimes live in a little bit more fear in their connections with that too. And this can, like I said, it can be being a little bit too looking for signs that they're leaving, gonna go leave for someone else, being with someone, or even the opposite of like super people pleasing to the point where you completely are not respecting yourself to try to keep relationships in some type of way. It just kind of depends. Heart chakra wounding. Now, oftentimes our actual situations in life can play this out in some type of way. So not sure what's going there. You might still have some type of imprints active, we'll just say there. Worth going deeper into. Okay, the Star in reverse. Some of you guys, once again, this is my destiny card. I love it. It's like certain things in your life are destined to happen. Your twin flame union and the script that it follows is one of these things as well too. And I love decoding Earth, right? Like, okay, so this is a very positive card, okay? It's literally like I was saying it's the North Star. We follow the North Star when we're lost. It's our compass. It's all of my favorite forces. The universe, fate, destiny, the gods, right? Like all of this merged into one. However, there's some type of block here. Even though this is your destiny, are you perhaps blocking it with negativity yourself? The negative energy has to go. It does rise up to clear and cleanse. Maybe you're blocking it in some type of way because this is like negative feelings. So negative thoughts equals feeling negative energy, right? The thoughts, the body, the energy. So maybe there's some type of like, you're very overwhelmed over this situation. It might be dredging up past painful memories or energies or blocks or something like that because there's some type of anxiety here. And when I deal with the anxiety, it might be something that you were already having a little bit of anxiety in how you connect with other people. When they go, you get little bit of separation anxiety perhaps with twin flames. Sometimes it amplifies our energy times like 10. So if you're already feeling like that with a normal partner, you get a twin flame, it's going to really bring that out. It kind of pulls things out like a magnet. And so there's some type of limiting beliefs that are blocking this connection. This is not trust issues with yourself. It's once again with the universe, because this is like, once again, needing to get your faith back. Okay, that's the spiritual awakening energy. But it's some type of trust issues that are blocking this connection. These could be playing out in some type of drama with your masculine or control drama with them. They might be within yourself that you're not trusting yourself to manifest this. It's some type of limiting negative beliefs about yourself. And that's the ego. We just talked about that. It's like literally all the ways, I don't want to say it, but I'm going to say it. I was thinking about this. Okay, it's literally like you have a narcissist living in your head. Like, right? Like you go and you got the job promotion and it's like this voice in your head that is like, it's going to go terrible. You're going to mess it up. Like until you do that ego work and you need to heal that aspect, it can feel like that. It's literally, you know, this false self. I talk about that. We have to completely transcend. We transcend that version of ourself, enlightenment, right? Spirituality. So perhaps, jokes aside, you have some type of negative thoughts that are blocking this connection. It might be apparent because of things you say to your partner, to your divine masculine. The same conflicts or misunderstandings or disagreements might be coming up, or just even driving yourself crazy when you're sitting by yourself about, you know, I could say insecure thoughts, limiting beliefs. So still some work to do for the divine feminine to kind of shift out of that 3D programming. No one's fault. We don't go into that. Just stuff out. It's our job to kind of heal, right? Faulty programming and things that have been kind of blocking us. Okay, we're going to do a reading for the divine masculine side of things and just kind of see what is going on. Divine masculine collective, trust the timing. And I love this. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. And I love this because this implies starseed waves. That we have different waves of starseeds. And this has been something going on for a really long time, long before our generation, okay? And so trust the wave that you came in on. Twin flames actually are part of a wave. Generally, we have the first, second, and third wave, right? And I mean with flames, we have different ones for the starseeds. And it just kind of depends on your spiritual awakening, your process, where you are. You know, a lot of the first waivers or, you know, in union and kind of holding that, second in union, kind of holding that, third working towards union. It just kind of depends. Trust the divine timing of this all. And when I think of union, I always think of like living together, married, full time together. Some of you guys teeter towards that or are working towards it or whatever, because there might be more blocks or barriers to remove to getting to that space. And I mean, in a happy state, like, right? Okay. So trust the timing. This is also when I deal with divine timing, it's literally like you're determining it. And sometimes it has karmic undertones. Okay. So with this, if you feel things aren't where you want them to be right now, you might have a little bit of karmic energy still at play within the connection that you're being guided to kind of keep working on, or karmic baggage within yourself. Okay. And this is cracked open. We talked about that in my little egg story. Cracked open, rock bottom, surrender, the alchemy of life. And it's always the ego that doesn't like the process at times that we need to, I say crack open, I transcend, right? And so some of you guys might feel that this connection has brought you like to new lows. Like the highs are great, but those lows emotionally, they make you go into deep places, okay? So this connection could be very up and down for you still, hopefully not, but it could still have a lot of highs and lows that you're trying to balance within yourself. And like sometimes it's amazing, but sometimes those lows can be a lot. This could be actually with that person if you're not getting along, or it could even be solo when you're missing them and they're not around, or whatever it is too. So just know that this has been a rough connection for your ego. And sometimes we think it's not great, the process, but you're winning when you're getting to that. So it's like your ego will think you're losing and convince you that, but you're actually winning in the spiritual, and you're transcending these things that need to go on. So in order to notice the ego, first it needs to be triggered, right? Because then you need to notice all the thoughts, and that's not fun. We try to avoid the triggering, right? So in some type of way, this connection could have been at times very triggering for you, so that you could do that deeper ego work. And it's a different reading for the divine masculine. I always remind you guys that men and women in these connections go through very different processes, by the way. It's very different. So for the masculine, this might have been a very triggering connection. Your divine feminine might have projected a lot on you of their unhealed stuff or their issues. It could have just been triggering and triggered old stuff within you in some way, and it's kind of come to the surface so that you can still notice this, work on things, and heal it within your own mind, okay? And I love this because it's a little bit like, I always say, you like when little kids skip the stones and they throw a rock across the water, these little ripple effects. It might feel like that, like literally like a rock thrown, and you are the water, right? Like a rock thrown in it, and it kind of unsettled you in some type of way. It might have stirred up a lot of energetic debris, healing things within yourself. And because we have this stillness, trying to get back to the stillness within this connection, but it was part of the process, or it's part of the process, so that you can go a little bit deeper within your healing. Okay, jump in. Andromedan energy, adventure, say yes to change. And maybe you're needing to reignite this connection and bring some new energies into it if it's feeling a little stale, stagnant. And that's okay. Or to take it to a higher frequency right now. Like this could be doing something new, breaking up the routine, going somewhere else. Like, the world is your oyster. Maybe it's calling you to explore or something with this connection. Obviously, it's a connection reading. Stay open. And I always joke around that I hate that word, but the universe may be opening new doors for you and new possibilities, new opportunities. Say yes if you resonate with new things that are coming up for you, new options. Okay, let go of control issues. Allow this situation to unfold naturally. A lot of the divine masculine, you're kind of pulling back and trying to control things, whether it's the outcome, the connection, how things go, whatever it is, right? This is highlighting that whether it's like you don't feel great in this connection, because I hate to say this, with the karmics of your past, you could kind of control things a little bit more. You feel out of control with this connection because you can't control your divine feminine. She's the ultimate wild card. You never kind of know with it. But it's highlighting that you probably didn't even notice that your ego loves to micromanage, keep everything in order and keep everything a certain way. And it's like your divine feminine, maybe she walks into your world and it's like everything is kind of out array or questioning rigid belief. She makes you question your own programming, whether this is rigid beliefs, why you do things a certain way, how you do things, and, you know, kind of is shaking things up for you, like what I'm being shown. All right. Time to get the energy a little lighter in the connection. Perhaps it's been feeling a little heavy lately. Like this is like, you might need to like bring the fire back, flirt with this person, lighten things up with them. This can indicate it's been a little heavy. You've been also shaking off some codependency, and this is like addictions that have been affecting your love life. And sometimes this is our own patterns, or sometimes it's a little bit deeper too. It just kind of depends. So working on purging out all of the things that block us spiritually. If you have addictions, I always say karmic attachment addictions, sex addictions, alcohol, drug addictions, wrong friend addictions, things that we're cleaning up out of our field that are oftentimes highlighted with the twin flame journey, because we have to be on this certain level with it, right? So you're being guided to continue to work on whatever patterns within yourself need to go. Some of this is thinking patterns, behavior patterns, could actually be rooted in attachment in your friend circle, just kind of depends. Because we have this beautiful starseed energy. Raise the vibration of the planet through your radiant, loving energy. When you and your divine feminine can stay in these higher frequencies of love, you're literally helping the entire planet. And this is why it's so important, and why we see so many twin flames that have come to Earth together, by the way. You came here together, but our anchoring union here into the planet, this is helping us to heal things within the karmic templates of distortion that we all hold, and to heal our blueprint, and to really, really step into and shift into this higher frequency of divine love, of twin flame union. So this is helping you to clear out, once again, a lot of the old that you're still holding on to. This is very much a part of anyone in the twin flame journey, and I call it a journey because of how it goes. But anyone on the twin flame journey being guided, it's a healing journey as well too, to really heal yourself, heal your blueprint, and heal your templates. This person should motivate you to do better and be better. Stillness, reflect in the moment with love, kindness, and compassion. And I love that because it fits our vibe today with all of that water energy. It's like opening your heart. It's being of service. It's being more helpful, right? Being more compassionate, being more loving and nicer to each other. And this is like the blueprint, right? Being guided to really open up your heart chakra during this time to your divine feminine more. If you've been kind of keeping them at arm's length, they're not opening up fully. Okay, so we have blue star, and I love this because this can either apply to, of course, the Pleiades or Sirian energies. So blue star, follow the light of your inner compass. The blue star will lead you to the truth that resides within your soul. And I love it because this is a powerful month, and a lot of people may or may not realize this, that when we're celebrating Samhain or Halloween on this part of the world, we're actually, the Pleiades are rising. Like a lot of our holidays, most of them cycle around Sirius or the Pleiades in some type of way. So this is actually a beautiful month where the veil goes really, really thin. And of course, next month brings me my favorite. We have our November Pleiadian alignment, which is beautiful energies. So October kind of opens the gate for that. But we have a beautiful month of energies right now, much of them really galactic. And we go into this thinner time of the veil in the darker part of the year. It helps us with our shadow work and going deeper within ourselves. But there's a lot of growth happening. Like some of you guys have been working on manifestations for freaking years, like, right? Or maybe some of you guys feel a little lost. It's the awakening and you're no longer fitting in your old routine, in your old life. And you're going to get a lot of clarity right now. You're going to get a lot of psychic insight. So the next couple of months are very, very powerful in the awakening process that you're going through, and just getting a lot more information, clarity, feeling good where you're at in life. So we're going through a lot of growth, and sometimes we don't like growth, but it's actually what you've been waiting on like for months. Okay, so we have a lot of growth happening, which doesn't always feel good, but trust me, you're gonna be noticing it in a good way. Okay, celebration. Celebrate your achievements. You truly are a gift to the universe. And I mean this can be with your divine feminine too, and opening up more about the things that bring you joy, things that make you happy, little goals you're doing, what you're working on, even the messy stuff. You're healing, you're having a hard time with this. Starting to open up more because it gives the other side, I call it the other side, a lot of insight and will help them with their work. Okay, divine masculine, you are meant to be the guide. And I know this is uncomfortable for some because you're, once again, with that previous card, you've been through a lot of codependent dynamics. You're not meant to do everything for your divine feminine, but you're meant to show them the way through your energy and through your guidance. So remember that, okay? If you feel guided to like guide them and point out things or show them things, make sure you are. Because we have the Eight of Swords, and this is your divine feminine where they can't see, they think they know it all, but they can't see stuff. Okay. And this is you too, because they always mirror your own divine feminine energy. So if you have past wounds with the karmics, the divine feminine might play it out, vice versa. And this is like, some of you guys are in your head a lot. You're in your ego, and it's causing confusion for this connection because your ego might be pushing away your thoughts, this connection. It might be fear, it might be anxiety, it might be you're feeling, like you can't control this, powerless, it might feel a little stagnant. You got to get out of your head and follow your heart with this connection. And when we start to think about it, you can't put the stuff into words anyway. You have to feel things energetically. So this is like getting you out of that programming in your head and like to feel things. So maybe you're someone who likes to dismiss your emotions or not to get too in the feels or whatever it is. You're being guided to go there and to feel your way through this connection, because your voice might be trying to dismiss things or avoid the connection altogether if you go too heavily into the mind. Yes, we want to do work there. It's different than the other reading we did for the divine feminine where they're needing to go into the mind and do some work right now. You're needing to get into your emotional body and to open up things on that level to better feel. So we have this, and this is my Three of Cups, and this is generally like, this is once again my union card. People can take it a different way. It depends. So when it's flipped, there's always a third party danger, but it's not. This is like, you're going to be celebrating this union soon. It's going to be bringing you abundance when you guys can just get along and be happy and be in union. You're going to start to notice the blocks going and like, oh my God, you guys are thriving in your job, business, home life, whatever it is. You're happy, you're feeling good, you're just in your love bubble together. The whole world might be like kind of passing you by and you're not noticing because you're flowing, okay? This is my feel good card too. And you're going to be feeling good about this union. So it depends on where you're at. Some of you guys are already anchored into those unions and doing amazing. Some of you guys are in the work phase. It depends. So these unions come with a lot of inner work. We know that. But if you're diving in and doing the inner work, the rewards are amazing. Okay. So this is like a very positive message about this union, but you're not quite there yet. Okay. We have the Nine of Cups energy. And with this guy, he's in his head manifesting, but you're not satisfied with the life that you have built and everything you've already manifested because there's some type of block here. Maybe you're quite good at manifesting. Maybe you're ruler of the material world, but you're wanting to get into the spiritual stuff. Or, maybe some of you guys, you were not successful in the matrix of the material world, and you might have been going through powerful spiritual initiations that have led you to this union or to this space that you're at right now. It might feel like some of you guys, everything was going your way, but you're not really happy and that, you want this union. Or for some of you guys, you were not meant for the matrix. You're very anchored into the spiritual, and that shows. And it's all led you, despite these two groups of people that I'm talking to, whoever's receiving this message, has led you to this space of union, of working on this union. And so like, this is something, maybe you have these powerful manifestation abilities, but it's like, I always talk about, when we talk about manifestation, careful what you ask for, you might get it and not be happy. We've all seen the wish movies, right? Where you call the genie and, the wishes go wrong. We've all seen that. But this is why the universe guides us through the process, because it knows us better than sometimes we know ourselves. with the manifesting. So there's some type of block here that usually upright, this guy is sitting and he's manifesting union, or he has manifested union, depending on where you're at. He's literally right there. I want union, right? Or I want to stay in union, depending where you're at. But there is a block here, okay? And so for some of you guys, I see it with the masculine. Some of you guys got triggered in your ego and you don't even want union anymore. You're like, you want to go do your own thing and it's like not working out. Or, you know, you're in the union, but I don't know if I want this all the time. I still like my own life and my independence, and I'm not sure with this. It just kind of depends. There is a block here. There's something going on, because this is like, normally this is, and I love the cups because it's emotional fulfillment, it's prosperity, it's rewards, and it's love. But there's something going on here with that block. So you're a powerful manifester, but perhaps it's this spiritual awakening is shaking things up and encouraging you to find yourself again. Or this union is making you think about the structures in your life and how you're living life once again, and shaking things up, and you're soul searching. For some of you guys, it's wounding that's blocking this union, because when you're ready, you'll be in full union, right? And it's maybe you're kind of teetering around it. It just kind of depends. But there is a block here, and there is a block with your manifesting. So maybe, you know, let's once again do the 2 reads. Like maybe you're really great at manifesting, it works amazing, but you're just not finding the fulfillment out of whatever it is that you've brought through. Or some of you guys, there might be an actual block here with manifesting and it's not working very well. You want something, you desire something, but you're not seeing it in the physical. In that case, get some help. Like, right? You guys can always reach out anyways if you're needing it. But maybe something going on here that is specifically, as this is a union already, and kind of coming up and getting in the way of the union, okay? And it just kind of depends. Okay, so with union, let's just say both have to be focused on manifesting the union. If one's over here like, oh, I'm going to manifest a different path, usually it doesn't work. It's all about aligning both people within that union space, or bringing through that union together. And this becomes a space of co-creation when you're in union and manifesting together at that point. And when you guys can get to that space and you begin to put your powers together and manifest together, oh my God, you're going to notice you were already very powerful on your own. You know that with your abilities and your spiritual gifts. But when you guys can bring them together in that alignment, amazing things start to open up and activate. Okay, I'm going, and I know, have a beautiful day. I have tons of stuff in my shop, obviously, for today and tomorrow's full moon, the harvest moon. Make sure you're booking some healings and activations on there. If you do need me, just go ahead and book me, sparksofdivinelighealing.com. If you need a reading or coaching, book it on there.